The latest changes to the XRP ledger will be talked about in this show, along with the 30 million more users who might or might not visit the ledger. We will also hear that Mark Cuban wants us to look into the currency leak and the rise in XRP. So let's start by talking about Bitcoin. $67,341, and Ethereum is now worth $2,635-2.66% less than it was yesterday. It is down 1.52% right now. USDT and USDC both stay at 99 cents because XRP is only 53 cents. Watch out for Solana, everyone. No one even talks about it, but it keeps going up. As long as I was around $100, I have been pushing for Solana to be bought. When the DCA is hit, we buy it until the LDCA is hit. I wish I had more. But you know what the rules are for this service? We stop buying, so sometimes we only buy a coin once, and it goes up quickly and doesn't go down again. We only buy this one thing for Solana. I was able to get about 4 or 5 different items. It cost me a lot less than what we are cost, so if there's a big drop again and they buy more, I won't be buying any more Solana right now. It's simple to get 10x. I love seeing fiat leaks, so I'm going to talk about the one they put out. When they look at all the XRP moves, they say XRP, time of year and more whale activity because Ripple's court. Battle with the SEC has gotten worse in the last 12 hours. Whale activity has increased and Ripple's XRP has gone up a lot. Investors are becoming more interested in the company even though it is still in court with the US Securities and Exchange Commission. Prices are still higher than they were in the summer, and XRP is selling at about 54.5 cents right now, which shows a small recovery of about 2% over the last week. Remember that the fact that there has been a rise in whale activity over 35,700 unique shows that buyers are planning ahead for big changes in the market. Another thing Ripple did was file a cross appeal against the SEC to try to fight the $125 million fine for the fake lawsuit. The jerk is back at it again. Don't ask me to explain what he said because if you understand, it's a bit rated R. But he says that XRP has always been a worthless currency that was used to trick people into thinking it was useful in banking uses when it wasn't. Coins that are stable will take over from now on. It's interesting that XRP is dying. Ripple has a stablecoin that works on an extra ledger? This means that it has to use XRP for all operations that use the ledger. The question still stands, though. At this point, I think it was 2 years ago that Brad Garlinghouse and Tubbit Idiot did the short interview. How much did Ripple pay him to change his mind? If he acts like this and the vet says that Glenn Musari kicked you off of David Schwartz's radio block, then you know we got paid. Stars, you really love XRP. B. Ledger and Ripple linked holder, you're a lying crook. Tech has always been interesting to me, but I never got XRP. Branchoff points out that its main goal is to improve Folic, which is what Ethereum is doing. That's interesting about Chris. How about 80? I think that's how it works, and everyone is worried about it. Doesn't that go out there to help Hopkins? Shouldn't that be what happens when you come up with a great product that people use and the founder or author of it gets rich? Or 3% of his total wealth. Even though he has $3.1 billion. Only 3% don't care how the French strike. CEO Jack, MS, this is the topic that everyone loves to talk about. Let's quickly compare Bitcoin to the US dollar. What can you see in the future? It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars per coin to see what the short and long-term chances are for Bitcoin. Based on what I think about the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's price is similar to its technology plus the availability of fiat money. This means that it will go up because it has new technology and better money. The rate of rise is inevitable, though, because our government owes tens of trillions of dollars. This means they can print a lot of money, which will cause financial assets to drop. Bitcoin prices go up the most because it's so hard to make more of it. This thing is going to the moon, you know. It's really cool that it's not just the US. I read today about the world. With all this paper money, these wealthy countries will have to spend $2 trillion just on interest, and I guess they won't stop. They just won't stop spending money, Jack, and it keeps coming back. It is coming back to hurt them, and it is also coming back to Charles. Maybe people are realizing that fiat money isn't the place to be. This is what I want to say to America. Give it to me, guys. The United States. To roll over and refinance the debt that our country owes, the government will have about $1 trillion over the next 2 years. It's a big problem. They can do 3 things. One way is to pay it back, but we don't have the money to do that and are broke. 2, our government needs to step in and say, hey, Charles, we messed these people up a lot after WWII. We changed the way the banking system works. We were too sure of ourselves when we left the gold standard and started issuing loans everywhere. Also, none of our banks have your money because they are all solvent. And none of the airlines you fly with or take are really. Respectable companies that should be. In the business world, healthcare shouldn't be free because we made a mistake, racked up a lot of debt, harmed younger people, and are now in big trouble. So we'll have to let everything fall apart and start over as a country. Charles, they're not going to do it now. The government is the only one who can make the money they don't have, which is theft. From everyone who has us dollars, which means they'll have to make more. There is no way to save money other than with your own. After that, the SP 500, gold, and Bitcoin will all go down. This will continue for another 2 years. They did even better during Kocher's love affair. Hold on tight, Jack, you're going to the moon. Trump is right when he says that the US will become the center of cryptocurrency around the world and that XRP is the only coin with clear rules. That's all there is to it. We could also say that Bitcoin is easy for regulators to understand. Those two are the only ones who still know about the SEC. They won't talk about Ethereum. In the capital world, it is important for cryptocurrency investments to have clear rules. I'm not even sure if there are two, but since there is a lawsuit, I guess we can say that there is only one official. But since the SEC picked Bitcoin, have they really let us make our own choice? Remember it? Mark Canewell, Mark, wake up. A millionaire is talking about Kamala Harris's plan for an unrealized gains tax. He says I would run against Hillary to stop her from getting a second term. For 4 years, she's going to do that. What's the point of running for office now that she's already said she'll do this? You can only think how much money you will be making. Every year from the unrealized capital gains on your assets, if you are an entrepreneur, businessman, or millionaire, is hard for a man like you to understand. What will happen to her parents if we get too much money in taxes and lost capital gains in the US? What does that mean? Please allow me to say it this way. You are putting money into the stock market if you have a savings account. Just call it the SP 500. If you have $100,000 in it that year, you will get 10% more as the SP 500 goes up. Even if you make $110,000, don't touch this. Either take this money out or give it to her. She will tax the $10,000 you made. Now that you've taken money out of your account too soon, she's going to go back in and make you pay tax on that 10%, even though you're not going to touch it. Even if this thing falls apart again, you'll still have to pay the tax. Doesn't it make sense? We're thrilled to say that the XRP ledger snap for MetaMask finally went live today. It doesn't make sense. This is the important news that came out. We're talking about something really important that tells us to keep going. 23 million MetaMask users visit every month are now just a click away. In addition to having an account on the XRP ledger, Snap also gives users the chance to adopt and manage XRP ledger assets in the most famous cryptocurrency wallet in the world. All of the tools that are on the XRP ledger mainnet and testnet are on this one too. It can be added to any DApp so that users can join and sign transactions. I put this in yesterday, and after trying the NFT, I was able to see it after about 5 seconds. When we open MetaMask, I just need to make sure that the XRP record can be seen and figure out how to move the NFTs from the MetaMask wallet. That thing works like a charm. To show the wallet in this shot, I was just messing around and trying new things, so I didn't go into it. You can see that MetaMask was brought up from over there. This is important because MetaMask has 30 million monthly active users and is connected to almost all Web3 apps. Imagine if we could only get 1% of those people to join the XRP ledger. A lot of people weren't interested in XRP because they wanted to stay with MetaMask and not open multiple accounts. Can we still bring them over with that MetaMask wallet? Because they are used to what they know, this is a big win. This speeds up the adoption process. Pay attention to these people.